Hi, we're back. And thank you so much. I will ear burn you in this podcast. So just get back to me with your name and mailing address or P.O. box, wherever you would like me to send it. In case you guys were wondering what the prize was, here is the prize just to remind you guys. And we're back. It was a prize. I dug it out of my massive stash. It was something I'm sure that you'll have use for. It just wasn't my thing. And I hope you enjoy it. And I can't wait to see what you're going to make out of it. Alright, next in Administrate, our August FO thread is open and it's going good. Can't believe we're almost at the end of August. Where did time go? Anyways, moving along. In case you are new and you're not aware of this, we have a year-long blanket along. It started... Don't get me to lying. I gotta look it up. I'll tell you guys when it started, because I gotta read you the rules. I know, I'm not organized. I'm looking. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, you guys. And you guys have some beautiful objects in it so far. Excuse me. Alright, our year-long blanket along opened on January the 9th on 2015. And it will close somewhere around December 31st or between December 31st and December 31st, 2015 or January 1st, 2016, depending upon when I lock the thread. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I'm yawning, I'm coughing, I'm sorry. Rules are simple, not strict at all, so here they go. Rules. I don't care when you started your blanket. I don't care if it's been on your needles for like a million years. I don't care if it's been on your needles since you were 10, 12. Whenever you had it on, as long as you finish it by the end of the year. It has to be either knit or crochet. It can be Afghan, Afghan blanket, baby blanket, dog blanket. For a bed, I know some people do what they call, is it a bedspread or something like that? I don't care what kind of blanket it is, as long as you finish it by the end of the year. And the reason I'm saying that I'll probably maybe close it January 1st-ish on 2016 is because the 31st is New Year's Eve. I may not remember to close it on midnight, so we're probably going to shoot for the 1st, so you got time to slide it in. You guys have posted some amazing photos. If you're wondering why I started a year-long blanket along, I decided to do I wanted to do 2 log cabin blankets. 1 knit, 1 crochet. Well, I started the crochet one. I call it my Magic Cake Log Cabin. It is basically from scraps of yarn that I magic cake together. They are just random colors. They don't match up. They're uneven. You may have like rows and rows and rows of one color, or you may have a start of a row one color, then changes to another, and then another. It's just completely random, and that's the way I caked it up, because I'm like, whenever I finished a project, if I had some scraps left, I just magic knotted them together and made a cake out of them. I'm like, nah, no order to this magic cake. I just want it to be fun. You know, throw the colors in where they go, let them work up the way they want. And that's what I've been doing. I'm empty. Anyhow. Yeah, so I am guilty I do not remember the last time I worked on the blanket. It had to have been right before spring. Yeah, if one of you guys who watch me can tell me when, you're awesome. But I want to say it was right before spring. I stopped working on it because I decided that there was a blanket. Oh, I was doing a hexagon blanket with the crochet crowd, their challenge, and mine didn't come out right. So I put it in timeout and decided I was going to frog it, and I'm using those colors to make my magic cake log cabin. I honestly know that it is not going to be realistic for me to make 2 log cabin blankets this year. Excuse me. If you have earbuds in, I'm sorry about my hacking. What else can I say about it? Oh, pictures. Post your works in progress, your finished objects, your chatter, all in the year-long blanket along thread. Be my guest. We have some fabulous things. I do have one blanket that I finished this year, and it was a commission piece. It was a baby blanket, and that was the only blanket I'm guilty that I have finished this year. I'm sure maybe I'm not alone. I know it's been summer, and we tend to put our blankets down because it's just too hot. Unless you live in a place where it's not sweltering hot. Or you're in air conditioning and it doesn't matter. But I put mine down. However, that doesn't mean that I can't frog the rest of that blanket and cake the rest of the stuff up. That could be a good activity while I am watching TV or catching up on my podcast, which I need to do. Okay, moving along because I'm babbling. Anything else I want to mention for the blanket along? Nope. I have not decided if I'm going to do a prize for the year-long blanket along. I kind of was going with your blanket is your finished prize because you may have had it on your hooks. Ouch, I'm stabbing myself. On your hooks or your needles for I don't know how long. So you guys give me some input on what you feel about that and let me know. Alright, that's that. I am opening a new thread on our group just because I'm curious. I know I'm not the only one who's in a yarn club of the month, a knit club of the month, a crochet club of the month subscription. And I was kind of wondering if any of you guys are as well. So I'm going to open a thread called What Knit, Crochet, or Fiber Club of the Month Are You In? I am currently in 3. I have a subscription to Mary Maxim Knit Club of the Month, and I really like that. It's awesome. I'm trying yarns that I would never have considered even trying, or, they're pretty, but do I want to spend that money in case I don't like the way it works up, or, that's a gorgeous yarn, what would I make with it? And the next one is I'm in Yarn Box Classic Knit Club of the Month. Is it called Classic? I think it's the original Knit Club of the Month by Yarn Box. I absolutely love that subscription as well. I'm trying yarn and receiving yarn I wouldn't think to buy, or that's kind of pricey. Do I really want to buy that and then try it and I don't like it? No. I like the fact that they give you enough yarn to make the pattern. I'm not giving anything away on the subscription. It comes with a downloadable pattern. It comes with little information cards. Hang on, I'll show you. I'm honestly not giving anything away by showing you guys, but they come with little cards with information about the designer and coupon codes and all. This is in one of the knit clubs of the month. I think that shawl is gorgeous. I like, it's not just shawl patterns they send you, it's different ones, and I really like it. If you're on the fence about trying Yarn Box because of the price, because of what it is a month, all I can say is give it a try. Even if it's just for a month. Or I gave it 2 months actually. Because it's like, well, what if I don't like the yarn for the first one? Wait to the second one. And I was like, okay, I'm like, I really like this. I'm like, I'm hooked. I'm going to keep it. And the last yarn club, Mary Maxim and Yarn Box are knit clubs of the month. They do have, if you're wondering, crochet clubs of the month as well. I don't know with the crochet one if you also get the knit version. If those of you who get the crochet version of Yarn Box, can you tell me if you get the knit version? And if you have a Mary Maxim subscription and it is for the crochet club of the month, let me know what it's like, because it has my curiosity. The last one that I'm in is from Darn Good Yarn. I am a big DGY supporter, and I did not get my August one yet, but this is my July one I showed you guys the last time. It's a yarn club of the month. You get enough skeins of her yarn to make a project of your choice. Some months there is a pattern included in it. Our very own George from 10 Hours or Less actually has a pattern in one of the subscriptions, and I am extremely excited about that. Yeah, I think it's called Yarn Club of the Month. I could be wrong. I could be telling you a complete lie, but go to darngoodyarn.com and check it out. Or Nicole, sorry, Twinkle Twinkle earbuds. I know. I can tell you guys if you want to know. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I love the sound of the package opening. You get a very nice letter included with it. Even if you're a recurring subscriber, you get a gorgeous letter. It is called Darn Good Yarn Monthly Pack. Darn Good Yarn Monthly Pack, yeah. And you get, in this July's, I got 4 50-gram skeins of their top selling yarn in purple. I think all the skein, I could be wrong, but I think all the skeins you get are 50 grams. And honestly, you get enough yarn to knit or crochet something beautiful. Honestly, and it smells so good. I love the smell of Darn Good Yarn's yarn. Honestly, you can't go wrong by getting it. You can knit with it. You can crochet with it. You can go to their website and there's free patterns available. There's payable patterns. You can buy kits. What else can I say about this yarn? You can even look, of course, on Rav and see if you can find a pattern to use it. Trust me, you cannot go wrong with either 3. And you also get a little sample of some of her other yarn that you may not have considered trying, or you want to see what it's like. I think they're awesome. I am actually keeping them aside, and what I'm going to do is maybe magic cake them together, or if I get maybe enough that's close enough to the yarn that it is, I'll cake them up. Or just like I said, magic cake them up and make something really neat and funky. or keep them when I send packages, or you can use them for crafts. Possibilities are endless. So yeah, sorry for I'm not even gonna apologize anymore, you know. So yeah, I thought that would be just a fun little thread, because I know there's a lot of us that are like, what kind of subscriptions are out there? Or how do I go about finding about if you're spinning that you want a fiber club with a monthly? Like, how do I go about that? What do I find? I figured this would be a great thread for us to chat about. Also, because I know I'm not the only one that has a Mary Maxim Knit Club of the Month subscription. So what I'm gonna do is, excuse me, I may, if there's not just myself in this group, if there's other people in the group that have a subscription for Mary Maxim, I'll be more than happy to open up a thread for that, and we can chat if we have problems about patterns. But I think in the What Knit, Crochet, or Fiber Club you're in, chatter is more than welcome. If maybe a couple of us are in the same club, you know, hey, you know, I'm having a problem with this, or I got a question for that. Perfect place. Alright, moving on. I still have the thread open. Ask me anything, or ask me what you'd like to know about me. If there's something that you'd like to know, feel free to put it in the thread there. Or if you don't want to put it in the thread, just feel free to message me and I'll be happy to answer it. If you don't want people to know that it was you, just let me know and I won't say who it is. Alright, what else? Oh, wonderful idea, our Cal thread. It's our Cal thread idea. I gotta get my umbilical cord. It's saying, plug me in or we're not gonna finish this video. Alright, now we can finish this video. Yeah, our Cal thread idea. I started it because I'm horrible at thinking of things at times, like, what kind of cal should we do? What should it be? So on and so forth. So, it's a place for you to put ideas. And I have used a couple of them already, and thank you guys so much. After all, this group and this podcast is not about me. It's about all of us. So, I welcome input. And another thread that I bumped up is, what podcasts do you listen to or do you watch? I would actually, I want input, because what I would like to do is create in the thread a list of podcasts that all of us listen to, so that way, whether you're a new viewer or a current one and you're wanting to give a new podcast a try, like maybe one stop podcasting, or you just want to give another one a try, because you can never have too many, can you? I know I can't. Anyhow. So, yeah. Just let me know in your podcast. I have a whole pile on there. I'm guilty, because I'm a podcast junkie. Either audio or watch. Some of them I no longer listen to. They either no longer podcast, or sometimes I hate to say it because it sounds horrible, but sometimes you outgrow the podcast, you lose interest in it, you're like, after a while, like, no, this isn't for me, you know? Maybe it's just me, I don't know. I don't. But, let me know I'm not alone. Okay, but yeah, that's a place that you can put it in, and what I will do is, in my wonderful show notes here, my show notes book, because I keep a notebook, is I will take a page and I will start writing all the podcasts that all of us listen to down, and it'll be my main master list, and then I'll type it up on our group, and each time we get a new one, I'll just add it. That way, if you want to check out a new podcast, you'll always know where to look or get an idea or suggestion. Alright, getting into the meat and potatoes, if you're still with me after almost 20 minutes. Alright, I have a finished object. I know, right? She finally has something done after months and months and months. Yes, I do. I finished a pair of socks. Ooh, I know. Wow. You finished something big. Yeah, I know. They've been only on my needle since I didn't write when I started them. Actually, maybe if I look at my show notes, I could tell you when. Hang on. I want to say back in winter I started them. Back in episode 50 something. Magic cake, my lady sweater. Spinning. Nitpicks, Felici. February thread is open. I started it back on episode 54. Don't get me to lying when episode 54 was because I do not know. It was back during the winter. That's all I can tell you. Actually, if I don't want to be lazy, I can actually look in my thread here and tell you when episode 54 was. I should be more organized, but we all know I'm not, but that's okay. We put up with me, hopefully. Episode 54 was published on February the 21st. So, these have been on the needle since February. Because that's when I was working on Lazy Waves baby blanket. Yeah. Maybe it was before February. In the new year, maybe? January? Nope. February. I started at February. I started them back in February the 21st. And I finished them this past week. I actually finished them on Monday, Tuesday? But anyways, they are my basic, I call them sweet and spicy because they're from Opal Yarn. They are basically vanilla bean toe up socks. And here they are. Aren't they gorgeous? Yes, I know, mine has a little tongue sticking out. Go. This, what can I tell you? Toe up. Forgive the horrible sock blockers. They're DIYs. I need to get a good pair. For some reason, I will say you can see some laddering going on. I don't know why. It tends to work itself out. It's better on one side than the other. I love this yarn, and hints to theme music, no matching socks because they don't match, and that's the way I like it. I think there is something fun about no matching socks, especially when it comes to knit socks. I think it's fun if you're using the same skein of yarn and they don't match while you're making them. I think that it's just fun. You know they're from the same dye lot, the same skein, but they don't match. Here's the first one I finished. And yeah, it is by far from perfect. You can see major laddering where I had to fix it. I had to do some surgery on it. Now the other side is not as bad, but it's still bad. This is the second sock that I finished this week, and as I said, it does have ladders, but They're not as noticeable. They weren't so... The laddering really didn't start, as you can tell, till I got further up on the sock. These have been washed and dried. I didn't block them, I just dried them. Bind off. I gotta fix that. This. I want to say for this one that I did Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off. And this one I did the Stephen West bind off. And I made it too tight. When I put it on my foot, it's kind of like tight. And if you guys could tell me maybe how I could fix that bind off without redoing the bind off, let me know. They're just simple, as I said, vanilla socks. I call them sweet and spicy. I use my little sock thing to know when to do my Fish Lips Kiss Heel. I'm not going to say too much about Fish Lips Kiss Heel, except it is the best dollar you will ever spend for a heel pattern. I used Opal Sweet and Spicy in the Party colorway. Here's the name of it. This was a new to me yarn. I never tried it before, and I absolutely love it. Look it up. I suggest you buy it. I made one pair of socks out of, does it say what the skein is? 425 meters, 100 grams. And, yeah, 100 grams. Yeah, and this is how, if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you will see this is how much I have left. I have enough, I want to say, to make, sorry, bubbles were coming on my screen. I want to say I have enough to possibly make another pair of socks. What do you guys think? I haven't weighed it, so maybe I should find a kitchen scale or a post office scale and weigh it and see how much I have. And if I have enough, maybe another pair of socks, a shawlette, something. I absolutely love it. I want to say these are size 1 or 00s. I want to say 1s. They are the ever popular eBay China needles. And they're just kept in a bag I bought from Dollar General with I Love Makeup. It's a great project bag. If they ever get any more in there and you see them, get them. They are the best $5. Now the yarn can go in my stash and the bag in with empty project bags. Yeah, so nothing else. Oh, they smell good. Nothing else exciting to say about them. I like them. I did try them on. Fish Lips Kiss Heel seems to fit me perfect. I'm not a heel flap gusset kind of gal. I've tried it. It doesn't fit right. Sweet Tomato Heel, I like that as well, but I like my Fish Lips Kiss Heel. I do want to try other ones to see which ones I like. Moving along. Let's see here that you don't... Oh, we are at the right thing. I should have used for both of them, as I said, Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off. Not that there's anything wrong with the Stephen West bind off. Maybe I wasn't doing it right, or I did it too tight. Maybe it's not meant for socks. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, works in progress. I actually have a lot that you guys, if you're new, have never seen. But there's one I haven't worked on it in a while. I gotta reach over here and get it. 2 of them. Alright, one, you have seen this a lot, is my Equinox poncho, my paunch. And I'm trying not to get it where you guys can see everything. I bought this yarn at Maryland Sheep and Wool, and the pattern came with it. And it is by the lovely Kate Salmon. Here's what the poncho looks like. I absolutely loved it. I got to try on the display model there, and I fell in love with the yarn, and I bought everything to go with it. Blah, 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 blah. You guys will notice they are no longer on my signatures because the cable is too small, and I have not bought a, is it size 40 cable to fit my convertibles, so I put them on my 3.5s on my knit picks. But here's where I am so far. I am on the next repeat of this section, this, what do you call it, stockinette section. I did finish the chevron, and I am working on the repeat of the stockinette pattern. In case you guys want to see it up close. I know it looks like a hot mess down here because obviously it's not blocked, but this is what it looks like. I know you're thinking, Nicole, that is a big Mo Gator. Yes, it is, but don't forget, it is not completely done yet, and it has work to be done. And if you're wondering why you see other little doobly-doos hanging, I need those for my counting so I know when to do what it is I need to do on it. This, I'm on my third skein out of 6. And the colorway is Aqua. I think it's Aqua. Could be wrong if you hang on. Whoop. Sorry if you get motion sick. I know I had to close you to reach this. Yes, it is Aqua color 8020. And it is by Green Mountain Spinnery. It's 2-ply DK weight, 20% organic cotton, 80% fine wool. All fibers grown in the USA. It's 2 ounces or 58 grams. 180 yards or 165 meters. If you're wanting to try this yarn, I highly recommend it. I love it. It is the best to work with for a cotton fine wool blend. There's the name of it, and the dial-up. I recommend try it. I know some people say about Green Mountain's pricey. You know what? I have learned the past couple years knitting and forever crocheting, you get what you pay for. You honestly do. Don't get me wrong, I love my box store acrylic yarns, but sometimes you want that nice, pricey yarn for certain things that you just want to treat yourself or make it for somebody else, but sometimes it's nice to use the nice yarn, you know? I mean, don't get me wrong, I buy what I can afford. I have no shame in saying I love my box store, Red Heart, Lion Brand, Cairn, Simply Soft, I love that stuff. Don't get me wrong, but sometimes you just want nice, something different to work with, something different to try, and I'm glad I did. Alright. The next thing I have, and you guys haven't seen it in a while, and I didn't bring it out to show you because there's nothing new, is the Shield Maiden, and it is by the lovely Emily from the Fibertown podcast. And I am also knitting her MPG, her multi-purpose garment, as well. I have it in timeout. I'm actually probably going to frog it on the yarn that I'm using because it's just not laying right with it. I'm using Mary Maxim Milan, and it's just not laying. All it wants to do is just bunch up on itself, and I'm like, nah. Let's try it in a different yarn and see how it works. If it bunches up, then I know it's because it needs to be blocked. if it doesn't, I know that the Milan wasn't the right yarn for it. Alright, and I told you my magic cake blanket I'm working on. I do have a shawlette by Mel Emsky Designs. It was free. It is a paid for pattern now. I need to frog that because I don't have the yarn to finish it. I have yarn that I can continue to make it a different color. What else? Oh, I had 2 pairs of socks going in February. Here's the second one. If you're wondering what this bag is, it is from Molly from Homespun House. And I want to say it's called Mr. T Bear. T for Mr. Bear or something like that. Or Come Play Mr. Bear. I could totally have it wrong. If I do, I'm sorry. I absolutely love it. She is just gorgeous. I love the little zipper pull here. And honestly, she sent it from Germany. Shipping and customs, it did not take long. It is well worth it. I am doing Hermione's everyday sock. I have not worked on this since February. It is a free pattern on Rav. So I'm not giving anything away. But here's a picture of it. Here is what it looks like. I figured I would give it a try because normally I do vanilla socks. And I'm like, Nicole, just suck it up, buttercup. And try something different for a change. Step outside your box. So I did. I am using oh, I don't have the ball tag in here. Oh, I do. I lied. It's in my notebook. It is Lion Brand Sockies yarn. 1 ball makes a pair. And FYI, no, you cannot buy this in a store unless maybe you go to the Lion Brand store near you, or you order it online, or you happen to come across somebody that is destashing it. For some reason, your big box stores like AC Moore and Michael's and Joann's, I have bubbles in front of me. There we go. They don't carry it anymore, and I don't know why. Especially, I got this at AC Moore. I know my light. There you go. You guys can see better. It's like, ooh, I have 2 lights. 2 of the overhead ceiling lights on. They're like, I want to say halogen light bulbs. So it's like I go like this. You kind of can't see it, right? But you can. But if I do this, you can see it perfect, darlings. Yeah, I got this at AC Moore. They discontinued selling it there. Even if you're looking for Red Heart sock yarn, don't look at your big box stores. Honeys, because they don't carry it either. Like, what's up with that Michael's and Joann's and AC Moore? Why did you guys stop carrying Lion Brand and Red Heart sock yarn? I absolutely love it. And I know they still make it because if you go to their website, you can still buy it. So, enough ranting about that. This is called Cotton Candy, color 205, lot 10111. I think I bought 2 balls of this, and I am glad I did. I got this just to try it because I've heard people rave about it, and I know why. I absolutely love it. And I always try to keep in every project I work on a notebook in case I need to write things down, especially if there's repeats and all. And this is actually a cuff down. If you know me, you know I'm not a fan of Kitchener stitch. We don't seem to get along, Kitchener and I. And I want to fix that. I want Kitchener stitch and I to get along. I want us to be BFFs. So I have vowed that at least a couple pair of socks will be cuff down. If I knit 1 pair of toe-up socks, I have to knit 1 pair of cuff down. So if I knit 2 toe-up, I gotta knit to cuff down. I will get better at Kitchener stitch, and I will get better at having ladders. I don't ladder on everything though, that's the funny part. Like, well, no, this I don't ladder on, but this is cuff, so anyhow. You guys can see it. Nothing much really to see. Just I'm a little past the cuff. I'm on the pattern, as you guys can see, and surprisingly it is beautiful. I love this pattern. I know you guys probably cannot see good on camera, but I urge you, go check it out. Check out this pattern. Try it. It's fun. I like it. And check out Molly's bags, because they really are like bigger on the inside. Oh, and I also recommend an FYI tool, and I want to say it's by Susan Bates. I love these. Talia from Penhook Needles got me hooked on these, and so did Turbo Knitter Ken. Got me hooked on these. These little puppies. They're just like one size. One end is a crochet hook, and the other is like a knitting needle. They come in handy for cabling. If you're cabling and you don't have a cable needle, get one of these guys. They are so worth it. I want to say they're like $1, maybe $1.50. I don't remember. But they're $1 something. Get them. They're worth it. Every time I go to a craft store, I look for them, and I will buy them if I'm there. If I have a stockpile of them, hey, fine. They can go in every project bag, and I'm happy. Alright. There is one more thing that I'm working on. If you're wondering why I am talking about all my works in progress, I am trying to hold myself accountable for, am I going to continue working on it, or am I going to frog it? This is actually continue working on. This pattern is from Yarn Box March Knit Club of the Month. It is, if you guys don't want that, that's my pickle recipe. And I got bubbles again. It is called Impression Daubs DAUBS Charlotte by Kristen Hanley Cardozo, Cardozo. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. I'm sorry. Somebody can correct me on how to say it. But it is actually, you get enough yarn in the kit to make a hat and a shawlette. Here is the shawlette, and it is just gorgeous. And you're probably wondering, what color do you have, Nicole? Here's my cake, which is a hot mess because it got a hot mess when I caked it up. But this is my cake, and it is not being picked up right on camera, but it is just gorgeous. It is it's called Splendid Aqua, 60% silk, 40% fine merino, 270 yards, 3.5 ounces or 100 grams. It is by Scano, individually hand painted, and this colorway is strictly for Yarn Box. So I don't know if you can buy it from Scano in this colorway or not, but it says it's exclusively for Yarn Box, and it is called Splendid Aqua. And my camera is just not picking it up. It is really gorgeous. It reminds me almost of ocean colors, aqua, basically aqua colors. And if you like this pattern, FYI, it is a paid for pattern. You can buy it on Rav. I want to say it's $2 and some cents. But mine came with my Yarn Box subscription. Here is what it looks like so far. guys can kind of pick the color up. But here is what, there, if I hold it close, you guys can kind of pick up the little bits and bobs of color. It's gorgeous. But this is where I'm at so far. Nothing spectacular. Just the first. I don't think I'm giving anything away by saying it's the first repeat of the pattern. If I am, let me know. But I don't think I'm giving anything away because I'm not telling you what the pattern is. I'm just saying it's the first repeat. So, nothing to show you. It kind of just looks like a semicircle. And if you're wondering, that is not actually a stitch marker. It was actually a thing that was on a Hello Kitty pen I had. And I like Hello Kitty. And yeah, I'm a Hello Kitty fan, so I kept it as a stitch marker. And of course, you guys know I love the whole India theme and elephants are good luck and all. And I have a little stitch marker I made. Little elephant stitch marker. So yeah. Hopefully you guys, when you see it again, will see a little bit more progress on it. In case you're wondering what it looks like up close. That is what it looks like. It is just gorgeous. I love the yarn. It is so soft. I am actually glad that I tried this knit club. This club. Because I would have never otherwise tried silk and fine merino. I probably would have never tried it. And if you're like, oh my god, what if I don't get enough of the same dye line and then I can't get any more of it? Or what if I don't like it? I mean, if I come across a yarn I don't like, I will put it in our prize stash. Maybe one of you guys would like it, or I'll destash it. If you're wondering what needles I am using my signature US 4 or 3.50 mils. I bought these at Maryland and I highly love them. I know there's some people that don't like them, but I am a big fan of them. They are, you can, I think they call these convertibles. Now, if I need to get a bigger cable for these. I had my poncho on it, but I had to take it off because the cable's 32 inches is too small. Now, if I want to get a bigger size cable for this, I have to get the cable that fits the needle. So I have to get a cable. The cable, bigger size cable, has to fit a 3.50 mil. I can't just buy any cable from Signature. It has to be the size of the knitting needle, which I kind of like, but I kind of don't like. I mean, maybe I'm used to my interchangeable needles where I can just put a longer cable on it. It doesn't matter the size. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I do like Signature. I will definitely buy more Signature needles. Not that I don't love my Knit Picks or my China ones, but you can never have enough needles. And especially trying all kinds of different kinds, you find for some projects you like certain needles better than others. So yeah, I am still on one skein. Technically, it says one skein will make this, and another will make a hat. I'm not a fan of the hat, so I'm going to make one big shawl. Not going to waste. In case you're wondering what size needle it calls for a US 6 4 mil needle. Yeah, I can't find my 4 mils. So I went down to 3.50. Or is it 7.5? What did I say? 3.50. I went down to that. Which is fine because I'm knitting better on those than probably I would a 4 with this type of yarn. So it's all good. If you're wondering what I'm keeping it in, this is from my Mary Maxim Knit Club of the Month subscription. You get one of these awesome bags with that your project comes in. And yeah, I keep them. I was talking to one of you guys in the group and I said, yeah, I said maybe I'm cheap. I keep these bags and I reuse them for project bags because they come in absolutely handy and I just love it. And she's like, you're not being cheap, you're being practical, and there's nothing wrong. She goes, I do the same thing, because you get, why should I throw this? There's nothing wrong with it. I can get lots of use out of them. I'm even guilty if you buy curtains that come in bags like this. I don't throw them. I keep them. I'll either, when I'm done and I wash the curtains, I'll put them back in that bag and put them away, or I will use it for something else. I prefer to say I upcycle. If you can call it that, I'd rather upcycle than throw away. If you don't have to throw it away and you can reuse it, do it. It's so much better. I don't know why. I think it is. Call me cheap if you want, but if I can upcycle, I upcycle. Alright. That is all the knitting goodness. Yeah, we're just going to go into some general random. I have a question for you guys. And a Knit Club of the Month subscription to show you guys. So, before we go into the Knit Club of the Month, this is knitting and crochet related question for you guys. As well as going into blathery and personal stuff and periphery. As you guys know, I lost almost 30 pounds since March. I made, when did I make it? I want to say I made it a year or two ago. I will tell you, if you guys ever want to see my projects I made, just look on my project page. You guys will see all of them. I completed, this was my second ever sweater I ever made. And it is my Mr. Green jeans. I made this February. I started it February 16th, 2014 and finished it March 26th, 2014. It is my second ever sweater. It came out gorgeous. I used... Alright, you guys are never going to know that I paused, but I did. So if I sound a little out of place, that's why. I was saying my Mr. Green jeans. I finished that March of last year. And I really like it. And as I said, I lost almost 20 pounds. Sorry, 30, not 20. I lost almost 30 pounds. And it is now too big on me. And also, I have two more sweaters that are also now too big on me. One is my Ho Aloha by Emski Designs, which is a beautiful tunic style sweater. And I finished that April of last year. And the latest one I finished was my February lady sweater, which I completed in February of this year. All three sweaters have since become too big on me. And my question is for you guys, what should I do? Should I be nice and gift them away? My Mr. Green jeans is made out of Venice Choice in the purple print colorway. My Ho Aloha is out of Karen's 1-pounder. And my February lady sweater is made out of Red Heart solids in the turquoise colorway. Should I be the nice crafter and give it to somebody that could wear it, or should I say forget it and frog them out? Just rip them out and upcycle the yarn and make a smaller size sweater out of those. I do love all three colors, obviously, so what should I do? Questions, suggestions, good idea. And no, I cannot do sweater surgery. The arms, the waist, the bust, it's all too big. So I want to know, should I give it to somebody that could possibly wear it? Be like, here, have it. Or should I just rip them out and reknit them in smaller sizes. Suggestions, helpful comments, anything would be great. This is a new to me thing. I really want to cast on another sweater for the fall, but I'm like, what if I'd be like, that one's going to become too big on me too? You know, do I just go ahead and aim and make it a size or two smaller than what I wear now? So that way as I continue to lose weight, I just slide right into them? Or do I just make it like a half size smaller or a size smaller? Questions, suggestions again. Alright, only stash enhancement I have to show you, because I've been good. The only yarn I've gotten in the mail is my yarn subscriptions. So I've been good. It's scary. Yes, I know. All I'm going to say to you guys is, if you're in the Mary Maxim Knit Club of the Month or Crochet Club of the Month, I don't know if you guys have we have similar patterns or yarn, but if you don't want to be spoiled that you didn't get yours yet, turn and look away now. If you don't care and you're wanting to see what it looks like, here it goes. I got mine in the mail Friday. It is called Falling Leaves Shrug. That's what it looks like. I'm on the fence about it. I don't know how I feel. I've never tried making a shrug. I never tried on a shrug. Yeah, here's a better look at what it looks like. I don't know if I'm gonna like it. It just kind of looks like a long rectangular shawl, just in half. Like the arm, like they just sewed it for the arms. It calls for a lightweight. If you're looking for the yarn weight number, it's a 3. This is an ultra mellow spun, 3.5 ounce, 174 yards, 50 grams or 160 meters per ball. It's mild green. I have 6 balls of those, and this calls for a US 7 4.50 mil knitting needle or size needed to obtain gauge. It doesn't give, it just gives gauge information, what it is before drop stitch, using suggested needle or whatever to obtain the gauge, and after. I'm so sorry. I don't want to give it away because, in a sense, I did pay for this pattern. It was part of my Knit Club subscription. If you like it, I check with Mary Maxim. I don't know if you can buy the pattern or not. It lists a number. I can give you the number if you're interested. I don't know if that means anything to them, but if you're interested in it, here is the number. In case you're interested, it does not say who the pattern designer is. I really wish that they would give some information and say that it was designed by so-and-so at Mary Maxim. So yeah, it just says copyright by Mary Maxim. So it's a shame it doesn't say who the designer was. It would be nice, because I do like to link these to my Rav page. The yarn, and by the way, this yarn is dog approved. My dog 3, I don't know if anybody else, if you have boxers, but mine, he loves the smell of yarn. Whether it's nice merino, cashmere, or just acrylic, he loves to smell it. He has to smell it. Even as I'm working with it, he has to smell it. He doesn't drag it around, and he gets so excited when he gets to smell it and gets to see it. It's like the highlight of his day. He gets more excited that I get this stuff in the mail than I do, which I think is cute. Anyhow, this is Mary Maxim's Ultra Mellow DK. It is 70% acrylic, 30% nylon, 174 yards, 160 meters, made in Turkey. Washing instructions are on the inside. Colorway is 554811, dialite 3454. I don't know if that means anything. I don't know if this is a colorway exclusively to the club or not. I don't think so, because I know Mary Max in Milan isn't. You can buy it online. But I have six of these to make the shrug. It is just gorgeous. This would be a color that I would have never tried, but I will. I don't know when I will get around to making it because I have loads of my clubs to try, but if you're wondering kind of what it looks like up close, that's the pattern. I think it's pretty. I'm on the fence about it though. I don't know if it's because it got the little ladder things. I don't know. But I am eventually going to try it just to see what it looks like as it's working up. Out of my Mary Maxim Knit Club, there's only one that I got that I didn't like the colorway that they gave me, because I would have rather had the color that the model had on. But hey, I'll find another yarn that works, because it's a cream or white color and I like color. So I'll show it another time. Maybe I can do a swap with one of you guys that maybe you didn't like your Club of the Month color and you want to swap with me. Let me know. Because that happens. It's like you don't always get the same color yarn that maybe another person in the club got. So if that's the case, if we're in a club together, we happen to be in the same club, and maybe I have a colorway that you like, and maybe I have one, and maybe you have one that I like, and I keep marking myself with this pencil. Anyhow, I'm not trying to draw myself, but maybe we could, if you want to do a swap, we could swap. Just something to keep open. I know this is a long video because it's been over a week since I podcasted. I am going to let you guys go so that I can edit this, and I will talk to you later. Bye, guys.